Good afternoon, welcome along everyone on what is another blinding day here in the UK. The weather is absolutely gorgeous and I thought I'd come out for a ride and just talk about all of the demo bikes that I've test ridden so far, and I'm going to go through them and just let you know kind of what I'm thinking so far, what's been my favourite one to ride so far. So stick around, do like and subscribe, roll the intro. So I've ridden and reviewed 6 bikes so far, all of them kind of naked bikes apart from one which was like a modern classic, and out of all of those so far, my least favourite was the Kawasaki Z900SE. Now it's a great bike, I've really enjoyed riding it, but it just reminded me too much of this bike that I'm riding now, the Honda CB650R, in the fact that it's a inline 4-cylinder engine and most of the power is at the top of the rev range, so you have to really push on to make the bike fun, and I'm looking for something with a bit more zip, lower in the rev range. So that is the only reason why that bike is 6th on my list. In terms of like the spec and the build quality and, you know, the look of it and everything, absolutely loved it. It's just for the fact that it is that engine.
Now, I just want to pause the video for a minute because there is one bike that I forgot, and that's the Honda CB1000 Hornet. This would be in the same ballpark as the Kawasaki, and that's because it's a inline 4, very similar to what I've got, so I'm looking for something a little bit different. Also, that bike had some of the same components as my current bike, the CB650R, so I feel that having a new Hornet, it just wouldn't feel like a new bike to me because some of the components are the same. So yeah, forgot about that one, but again, it's a great bike. Test ride it, you're going to love it.
So 5th on my list is the only bike that isn't a classic kind of naked bike, and that's the Triumph Speed Triple 1200 RS. Again, I love riding this bike. It was so much fun riding it. I've never ridden a bike like that before. It was spec'd up really nicely with Odin suspension, quick shifter, which wasn't the greatest to be honest, but the thing that put me off really was the price. So you're looking at nearly 15 grand for that bike, and it's just a little bit too out of my price range. If I did have a bigger budget, then it would be nearer the top of my list, because I was surprisingly, you know, really enjoyed riding it. One other thing I didn't like about it was they removed the dual clocks that I used to have and replaced it with a single clock which has a small TFT bit on it, and it just didn't look as premium. So I think for a 15 grand bike you want as premium as you can get, and that bit was lacking a little bit. So that's that one. So 4th on my list is the Yamaha MT-09. Now I didn't get to try the MT-09 SP, which is the one that I would buy, so I went on the base model, and again it is a cracking bike. That engine is awesome, but I said on a previous video there was something about the kind of feel of the engine that I didn't quite gel with, and I can't put my finger on it. there was just something about it I wasn't 100% sold on. And when I looked at the bike standing off it, I found it looked a bit plasticky in my opinion. And you know, I don't buy bikes all the time, so the next bike I kind of want to be one that I'm going to keep for a few years, and I want it to be as premium as I can possibly get within my budget. And I just feel that that one just lacked a little bit of that kind of look and feel to it compared to some of the others. But again, great bike, great handling, really enjoyed riding it. So third on my list is the Ducati Monster. This time around the base model it would be, and I managed to demo the SP. So obviously that one had to take into account was much better on the suspension side, had a higher seat height and a couple of other bits that just made it a little bit more, you know, premium than the standard model. But going off of that, I would definitely consider buying the standard model. The only thing that I wasn't sure about and what puts it third on my list, or two things actually, one is insuring it and its kind of desirability to be stolen. Living in southeast, just on the outskirts of London, bikes like that are quite nickable. I mean, like that anywhere really, to be honest, but you tend to find insurance premiums for a Ducati are a little bit higher than most other brands, and that's just for the fact you live within or near the M25. There's nothing you can do about it. It's a shame, and I've moaned about it before on previous videos, but you know, it is what it is at the moment. And the only other thing that I had a bit of an issue was, obviously it's a 937cc engine, twin, so it's begging for you to push on in the rev range, and I do a lot of kind of in-town riding, so I do find that I'm doing a lot of slower speed stuff, and I just found that it didn't want to stall, but it kind of chugged along when I was going pretty slow, and I didn't mind it at the time, but I thought to myself afterwards, if I'm doing that a lot, am I going to find that a bit annoying in the end, that the bike is kind of, you know, trying to push me to push on, and just, you know, it's just the way the engine is. It's nothing against the bike, it's just that engine, and I just feel that it's probably not the right fit for what I'll be using it for, which is a shame, because, you know, everyone dreams of owning a Ducati, and I'm sure I will at some point, but just not right now. Moving along, second on my list at the moment is the BMW F900R. Now I'm a bit of a tech nerd and that bike was fully teched up. I mean, I love the TFT screen. You've got all the tech bits that you want if you add them into the package. So you've got the semi-active suspension, cruise control, up and down quick shifter, you know, it's got everything if you want it to have it. And it's a BMW, so it's a premium feeling bike. The ride was great. I really enjoyed riding it. It was great on the slower roads, on the twisties, on the motorway. It had everything, and I came away, I nearly thought that is the one. I don't need to demo any more bikes, but I'm glad I did, because I've learned a lot since demoing others. But anyway, yeah, so the BMW, absolutely loved it. Don't see many of them around either. I know they sell pretty well in Europe, you just don't see that many on the UK roads, and you know, I don't think that's down to them being a crap bike. I just think it's down to the competition. So it would be, you know, a bike that you wouldn't see that often, which is quite, you know, individuality and all that. The only thing that I kind of came away with, and again it's something that I've spoken about in a previous video, is that the engine is a Chinese made Lansing engine, so I'm sure it's reliable. I'm sure, you know, you'd be bad luck to have issues. But again, if you want BMW, you want something, you want BMW all the way through, like the S1000R, something that's made fully in Germany in their factory, that you can say, yeah, I am on a proper German machine. And that's the only off-putting bit of it at the moment, and I still might end up with one, you never know. Didn't even bloody indicate. Anyway, yeah, so I still might end up with one, you never know, but it's not number one on my list at the moment. And that falls down to the Triumph Street Triple RS 765 RS, and I demoed that the other day, and what a bike. I absolutely love that machine. Just the spec, the look of it, the fit and finish, the ride, everything I loved, absolutely loved it. And it just fit the part for what I want a bike to do. Low speeds, really smooth, twisty roads, amazing. And then when I want to take it on short journeys on the motorway, it's going to hold up no problem at all. I didn't ride it on the motorway, but I could tell that it will be absolutely fine. So that's my favourite. The only thing I didn't really like about it was the seat height. I felt was pretty high. I think it was an 836. I mean, I could just about flat foot it, and if I wanted to, I could lower it down to maybe 820 or something like that. So that's not really an issue for me, to be honest, but it's the only thing that I came away thinking, not sure about that. So that's where I'm at the moment. Street Triple was number one. Now there is a couple of bikes that I still want to try. I want to jump on a KTM, maybe the 990 Duke, but obviously we know all about their troubles as a business. But I wouldn't mind jumping on one of them just to see, because you never know. You never know. And then one that has caught my eye recently, which I didn't really think about, but now that they've announced the update to it, is the Aprilia 209 660 factory. And I have to say, I'm quite interested in that one. So I shall be trying to get hold of one of them soon. They're coming into the UK slowly. I haven't found anywhere of a demo yet, but I keep ringing them up, so hopefully soon. But anyway, that's it for today really. I thought I'd just give an update on kind of what I'm feeling with things. So yeah, if you've got any feedback, do let me know. Again, do like and subscribe, helps me build the channel. And yeah, hopefully see you again soon. Cheers, bye bye.
Drop it down, pick it up, suka, shake it off. Let it go, cry a bit, throw it, smack it, scream it. C'est la vie, drink a whiskey, suka, shake it off. Move along, no time to think. 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 Lost my wife and my wallet.